Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Hold My Nugget Studios once again, live from the bubble in Orlando, Florida for day 13. Our first of our Game 2s and first of our Game 7s in your 2020 NBA postseason game highlight commentary. We first start out with Boston taking on Toronto. Discount clearance aisle, great value. Drake, Fred, Flintstone, Van Vliet would get the scoring started for Toronto as they jump out on a 9-0 run, but back the other way would come Boston. They'd even up the score, but Toronto would answer right back. Anunoby looks like a Giga version of Kyle Lowry. And how could we forget about Jason? But back the other way, first form, Kyle Lowry would put in a floater and give Toronto the lead. But Boston would answer right back as they take a 4-point lead, and now Toronto's looking like Mr. Burns because they're not too sure if they want catsup or catch-up, as Fred Flintstone Van Vliet would put in a 3 and give him a 3-point lead. But then Jaylen Brown would get a roll so lucky I thought it was a Britney Spears single. At least this time he made it all water, didn't have to worry about a bounce. Pascal Siakam's shot took so long to come down, I would have thought he was on Viagra. He shot it at like 8 minutes, it went down at the buzzer. Second form, Kyle Lowry, Anunoby would connect on a 3 and give Toronto the lead. Kemba Walker would once again say right back at you, pussy. So Marc Gasol gonna let Jaylen Brown go up his chest like that? The evolved version of Kyle Lowry really putting in work this game. Hitmontop. Use rapid spin. Base level Kyle Lowry still out here getting baskets. And his evolved form, Anunoby Kenobi, is still getting buckets. They really don't respect Serge Ibaka. I haven't seen him get guarded the entire series. Seriously, am I lying about Serge Ibaka? Look at the space he had for the 3-point shot. They really leaving him wide open. Jason Tatum with the slowest Euro step but disregards the existence of Fred Van Vliet.
Where do you think you're going?
And then Boston would activate their secret weapon. They're ace in the hole because Toronto was not well educated because they forgot about the smartest Marcus as he'd go on an onslaught from the 3-point line.
I cannot believe it!
Serge Ibaka would finally get defense and Giga Lowry would leave the paint with a dunk, but then Marcus Smart was still connecting on threes. Level 1, Kyle Lowry would answer with a layup and give Toronto the lead, but Kemba would say right back at you, pussy. Take it, Kyle 2.0. No, you take it, Kyle 1.0.
Nani? It's on goal! Hey! It's on goal!
I don't give a fuck. How you gonna leave open discount clearance aisle great value Drake? But Kemba Walker would answer right back and say, fuck Canada. Ibaka would connect on a contested jumper. Kyle Lowry would be sent to the free throw line. He'd cut Boston's lead down to 1, but the step back nephew Kemba Walker with a jumper on Serge. Boston's lead is back up to 3 with 35 seconds left to play. Looks like Pascal Siakam is participating in the Zion Williamson shoes because he can't keep his feet inside. He stepped out of bounds. 11 seconds left to play. Jaylen Brown with the jab step back to ice the game, but he drives automatic. He don't got the clutch in the car. It's rebounded by Siakam. Fred Van Vliet for the tie. The shot is...
Oh, I missed!
Discount Drake. Fred Van Vliet couldn't get the shot to drop, and Boston goes up 2-0 on the reigning, defending, undisputed NBA champions. And up next, the two most important words in sports history. It's Game 7 between the Utah Jazz and the Denver Hold My Nuggets as they try to become the 12th team in NBA history to overcome a 3-1 deficit. Yoink. Donovan Mitchell's pass is intercepted by Morris, and back the other way comes Denver, and the most Paul of Millsaps would finish inside and give them a 2-point lead. As the same old song in the Battle of the Guards would continue as Donovan Mitchell and Jamal Murray would go blow for blow like it's Jamal Murray's girlfriend. That's how the white man passed the basketball. He's a dunk for France. I put Serbia on my back, pussy. That's not MJF, that's MJP. Out here making plays.
Oh, I missed!
I take that back. His bitch ass just airball. Back the other way. Jordan Clarkson with the dunk. Okay. At least he made up for it on the other end with a 3. And Denver would close out the first half with a very strong offensive onslaught and go up by as much as 21. But back would come Utah, unleashing their offensive weapon as Donovan Mitchell would release himself from the genjutsu of the first half and begin to score. He went into halftime with only 7 points but came out in the third quarter on fire. He'd score 14 consecutive for you. Mike Conley for 3.
Split in the middle.
What's the currency in Spain? Euro.
Stupid.
And within mere minutes, Denver's 20-plus point lead has now been cut down to inside 5 points. And by some miracle, Utah would end up with a lead.
Yes.
but Denver would refuse to just lay down as Nikola Jokic would rebound and score inside. We've got a tie game at 68, and what's the currency in France? Euro. Go Bert for the lead. We don't use euros in Serbia, pussy. I score inside whenever I want to. In Serbia, we don't use euro. We use dinar. It may not be as superior in pocket, but I like it and it helped me score. Green shoe Poppy Donovan Mitchell would get inside. Easy layup tie game at 74, but Jamal Murray would give Denver the lead once again. And with this drive to the paint, he'd put them up by 4. Even though Mike Conley been struggling all day, he couldn't buy a basket even if it was Easter season. He'd find O'Neal inside, and then on the next possession, he'd find Rudy Gobert, and we've got a tie game with 45 seconds left to play. But Jokic would head back overseas, and he'd said, make sure your passport's open, because in Serbia, we don't drive automatic. We got the clutch in the car, gives Denver a 2-point lead, and here we go. Shot clock and game clock 4 seconds apart. Donovan Mitchell's got butterfingers, loses the basketball. What is Jamal Murray doing? Hold it. Why would you lay it up? They smoked it. Utah's got a chance. Ball in the hand of Mike Conley. 3-pointer to send them to the second round.
Oh, I missed.
No good. He's selling bricks. The shot is off, and Denver's gonna advance. Utah had a 3-1 lead, and they're participating in the erotic asphyxiation challenge because they out here choking. Nobody on their team knows the Heimlich maneuver. And look at Donovan Mitchell laying there, looking like a bitch. Great sportsmanship from Jamal Murray coming over to console him, and just look at them embracing each other. They were both absolute dogs in this series, but turns out Spider-Man ain't feeling too good. Mr. Stark, put your motherfucking head back down. Donovan Mitchell out here going through gender reassignment surgery, couldn't hold on to his balls. Jamal Murray having a lapse in judgment, instead of holding and taking a foul, would actually put Utah in a situation to tie or maybe take the lead. And Mike Conley's jump shot is as broke as a Blockbuster salesman in 2020, as the Denver Nuggets would cut off the instruments because there will be no jazz moving forward. How fortuitous that Donovan Mitchell's jersey says "say her name," because your train conductor just so happens to be female, and the Utah Jazz would be joining the Toronto Raptors in taking out their Metro cards and getting aboard the train. But their ride would be short-lived because they've arrived at Elimination Station, and they go somewhere different for their failures of holding on to a 3-1 lead, their failures of sending Donovan Mitchell to the second round, their failures of making sure Denver would hold their Nuggets and getting eliminated from the bubble. Consider their names written down to Death Note, because their dreams of winning an NBA championship has been absolutely deleted.
There's only one thing left to do. Gotta write their names in the Death Note.
Delete!
Delete, delete, delete.
Delete, delete, delete.
Delete, delete, delete.
Deletion.
Deletion.
You will rest in peace.
So what, son?
Just do it! I'll pound you so hard there'll be nothing left of you! That's it, huh?